Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry about the weird camera angle tonight. I'm still working this out. I have a brand new computer and I only got it today and I'm still learning how to drive it. I hope you're all well. I can see we've got a few people here in the comments and I'm so sorry I'm a little later tonight. Tonight's the night of the month that I need to take my son up to the end of the freeway. So it's about an hour drive each way. And it only gets me back just in time to start. So I gave myself a little bit of extra time today so I didn't have to rush back. And that's why I'm here a little bit later. So I'm so sorry about that. How is everyone? Are we good? Have you had a good week? Beautiful clear skies. Yeah, it's been nice the last few days here too. Sunny and with so much yucky weather. It's really nice to have had a few sunny days. Sorry, I'm not trying to rub it in, Jenny. Yeah, there'll be more rain coming, I know. Yeah, weather's a bit crazy. Hey, Margaret. Nice to see you guys. Oh, yeah, we have more than one Margaret. That's right. Very exciting to have more than one. Margaret Janowski's here as well. Yeah, all you poor Victorian girls getting all that rain. Yes, that is right. Margaret, you're exactly right. You knew exactly why I was late. So, yep, that was the time. I've been working on my craft room today and trying to get a little bit sorted out, cleaning up a little bit. I figure if I do some every day, I'll get there. Yes, I know, right? Cards. They say cards comes before housework in the dictionary, as it should. That's what I've heard. All right. Oh, 50 Christmas cards. You've got a big group of Christmas cards on your agenda there, Margaret. Hey, Judy. Nice to see you here tonight. Hi, Jenny. Good chatting to you this week. All right. Well, what shall we do tonight? I've got a couple of sets that I've pulled out that I haven't used for a while. Hey, Solvega. Oh, you've just gone back to Soul now. I see you've changed your name on here. Hey, Joan. Hey, Denise. How are you going? We need to catch up for a coffee. That's what we need to do. All right. So a couple of things to go over. First of all, some of you were with me last weekend. I had my craft along last weekend. Actually, I have a new video going live in about 8 minutes. It's scheduled to go live at 8 o'clock, and that's not my choice. I wouldn't normally schedule a video to go live on YouTube while I'm already recording another live video. But the reason why is it's part of a blog hop, and that's the time they set. So I had to work with the time. So in 8 minutes, I'll be in. If you're tired of this video, you can go and look at that one, or you can go and look at that one when this one's finished. Hey, Katrina, nice to see you. Hey, Jody. We've got a great group as always. Hey, Michelle. Hi. Yep, getting our craft on. Exactly right. All right. You might notice that my face is a lot closer. I'm not completely comfortable with it, but it's because I have a new computer, and this is the camera that I'm using, the webcam in the computer, and this is just the way it does it. Unless I sit way back, that's more like what I usually look like, but this is where I normally sit. So I've got to be close enough to the desk. Hey, Therese, nice to see you. I was thinking about you today. So there you go. Hey, Lorraine, nice to see you, Chris. Okay, let's go. I'm still kind of working my way. Oh, something in case anyone missed it. Our clearance rack got updated last week. So if you haven't been around, been and had a look at the clearance rack, I'll be putting the details for my online shopping store and all that kind of stuff in the description below this video when it's over. But everything I use tonight, all the products are all from Stampin' Up, and they're all available to purchase. So anything you see that you think, oh, I like the look of that, you are welcome to purchase it in my online store. And I'll put the link below when I'm done here. All right, so let's switch over to the desk. And first off, I'm going to see if I can get this a little bit better centered so you can see it without getting you seasick in the process. Let me see. Sorry. There you go. That will do. All right. Actually, it should go back this way. Oh, no, that'll do. That's fine. All right, so the mini catalogue is still going. It goes until December, as you can see, July to December. So we've still got a bit of time. Can you believe it's now the end of October? That's a bit scary. I know some things in the clearance rack have already sold out. You're absolutely right, Jody. So if you like a good bargain, I would be going and having a look at the clearance rack because there's some good specials in there. Things are marked down to like around 60%. And just a little aside, if you are a demonstrator, you get your demonstrator discount on top of whatever the clearance prices are or any other sale prices that you might see from time to time. That's one of the reasons why it's good to be a demonstrator, because you get an extra discount when there's a sale. So that's pretty cool. You've got visitors arriving. Well, I hope you have a fun night with them. A double dose of me. I know it is a bit scary, two at once, but you have no idea how scary that actually is. Hey, Nicole, nice to see you from a much earlier in the afternoon Perth. All right, so one of the things that I got in here when this catalogue first came out was something I did quite a bit with a few months ago, or a couple of months ago, but I haven't done a lot in the last couple of months, and that's this Boughs of Holly suite. So some of you would have noticed these things. Let me just, I've got my cut and emboss machine here, and I just realized it's cutting out some of the light coming onto my desk. All right, so there's some really lovely cards. Just like the samples of this set are just beautiful, and it's a really great little showcase of some of the items. And I thought we might play with it again tonight because, like I said, I haven't used it for a little while, so it'd be fun to do that. If anyone has any special requests, do ask, because sometimes I'm able to plan what I do on Sunday night based off what you guys are asking for, or sometimes depending on how I'm feeling, I might even do my second project with whatever you guys are asking for. So so please feel free to ask. Okay, I do check the comments. I'm not always good at keeping up with them as we go, but I'm good at going back to them and having a look to see what everyone said while we were live. So there we go. All right, the suite is beautiful. All right, so as with all the products, everything coordinates, and that's really what sets Stampin' Up apart from all the other companies that are out there, is that they have a whole fantastic color coordination thing going on, which means that if you really like a particular color or a color grouping, you can buy all your products with those things. So you've got inks that match cardstock, that match ribbons, that match embellishments, that match pretty much anything you can think of. It's all available in a single colorway or in a group of colors. So that's why it's so cool. And we always have colors listed for the matching designer series paper, otherwise known as DSP. This is a good example. So on this page, you've got these beautiful Boughs of Holly 12 by 12 papers. This paper, if you don't have this paper, it is divine. It is really, really beautiful Christmas paper. And I'll show it to you in a second, even though mine's all chopped up in little bits, but that's okay. I'll still show you what I've got. But you can see the colors that are in here are Cherry Cobbler, Real Red, Poppy Parade, Mossy Meadow, which is that dark green, neutral green, Evening Evergreen, which is an even darker, more forest green, and Shaded Spruce. Okay, so 3 different greens that kind of go together, and then we've got 3 different reds that kind of go together. So it's very, very Christmassy, very traditional Christmas. Okay, and if you like a traditional Christmas, then this is probably for you. Okay. If you look at any of the papers, you'll always notice they've got those colors listed underneath, so you know what color inks and cardstock are going to coordinate with the paper. And this is what I'm talking about. This coordination thing is why Stampin' Up is so fantastic. And to be honest, it's the first thing that really attracted me to the company. Okay, I looked at it. I went to a workshop all those years ago, and it was my very first taste. We had a beautiful catalogue. It was 2006. That's how long ago it was. And I went to this workshop and it just blew my mind. They had all these coordinating things and everything was so easy and looked so professional. And I just thought, I've pretty much fell in love with the products right then and there. And it wasn't, it was pretty a small leap for me in my mind to join as a demonstrator, because I wanted to get that discount, and I thought maybe I could do what this demonstrator is doing and have a bit of fun doing it. So that's kind of how I got started. I mean, obviously there's a bit more backstory to it than that, but that was the beginnings. It just blew my mind because of the whole color coordination thing. So I don't know about you, but if you love really good quality products and you love coordinating stuff, then this is something that you will really enjoy. So let me grab this paper. I've got it sitting on the floor here, and like I said, mine's all in bits. I've got lots of bits and pieces because I've been chopping it up and doing all sorts of things with it, but hopefully you can see some of the beautiful detail on the paper. So I've got the little poinsettias here, and on the back it's kind of like red with dots. And it's like red on red on red, really, really pretty. All reds together. All right. Then we've got, I'll try and show you the bigger pieces. This one, you can see I've cut out some of these and used them as they are on my cards. Those pretty little poinsettias, which are gorgeous. And on the back, a bark kind of design, which I think is really nice. Yeah, it looks like bark, doesn't it? It's really cool. And then what else have we got? We've got these lovely trees. I think I've got most of these in bigger pieces. So this one's really nice. I like this. I mean, to me, it's very traditional Christmas. Don't you agree? Hey, Nadia, nice to see you. And Tina, hi. All right, that was the one I showed you before. And then there's a bigger poinsettia. Can you see you've got little poinsettia flowers and then big ones? So really, really lovely. And on the back, that's kind of all your different reds on the back there. This one's like a camo. This is probably my least favorite paper in the pack, okay? But I like what's on the other side. You know, they've got some really nice greens all mishmashed in there together, which is really nice. More of the bark, more of the trees. Come back to those. There's more of that one. So you can see I've kind of got a whole mix-up bunch here. This one is like a mottled green design. Really nice for a background, that one. And this is the one with the trees on it, which I really like. I've used that one quite a bit. It's really nice. And I think that might nearly be it. Is there something else? Have I missed one? You can see I've got a whole bunch of them here. I'm just looking to see if I've missed any. Showed you that. Showed you that. No, I think that's it. I think that's it. In the pack, in the catalogue, when you come to this one, what you can see, if I find it again, where is it? There it is. So it's page 24 and 25. Okay. It does. Oh, this is the one that I didn't show you. The back of the one, I showed you one side, but not the other. The back of the one that, of this one, okay, is this. I actually really like this. It's really, really nice. Great for a background piece. That's like mossy meadow and stripes. Really like that. So I don't think I showed you that one. When you look at them here in the catalogue, it shows you the front and back of each piece. So you've got 6 sheets, front and back, and then doubles of each one. So there's 12 sheets in a pack altogether. And these packs of plain, this is what we call plain paper, designer series paper, or standard designer series paper. They're all $21, okay, in both this catalogue and also in the other catalogue as well. So anyway, so I haven't even decided if I'm going to use this paper tonight, because what I've done is I've actually just cut a couple of the elements of the some of the dies that are out of this set, and I actually sort of mucked around with them a little bit. And I have got a backing piece of paper here. This is just Basic White Thick. I'm going to fold that in half because that's always a good starting place. And I'm going to do a couple of cards with it, I think. I don't know, unless somebody's got other cards, something else they want to see tonight. I'll use this set today. Isn't it nice? It's a very easy set to use. Some sets are easier to use than others. See, and then I cut some of the elements out. So these are some of the leaves from the dies that match this set. And then I haven't even pushed these out properly. I might have to cut that a bit better. I only ran it through once, and sometimes a more intricate die like this, you need to run it through twice. So now something I haven't mentioned is that we only have a couple of days left of our joining special that's running this month. And if you've even thought about it, if you've ever thought about being a demonstrator, it's such a good deal on it at the moment, but it ends in a couple of days' time on the 31st of October. So if you were thinking it's something you'd maybe like to do to get a discount, or anything you'd like to do with it, really, I'm just going to leave it like that for now. Then I would start making a move to get some more information. And the information is easy to come by, okay? It's really very nice. I haven't used this bark one, and I'm thinking maybe I should. And I think the colour that we're using in that is crumb cake. Do you think it's crumb cake, or should we go with a darker colour? Let me see. Let's look and see if early espresso would be a better fit. I've got some different colours here in my pack of neutrals. So we've got soft suede. I think that's a bit too dark, but this might actually be a better fit. I think the early espresso is a better fit. All right, so I'm going to start by cutting this into a card front size. So for anyone who uses metric, I'm using metric because that's what we use here in Australia. And I'm going 14.3 centimeters from here to here. And then I'm going to cut this one here at 10 centimeters. And that is a standard card front size. Okay, so when I fold a piece of A4 cardstock in half, like this one here, this now is going to fit exactly on the front of that. Okay, that's the right size because that's the one that we've used. But now that I've done it, I actually don't think I want to cover that much. I'm making it up as I go along, guys, which is what I like to do, as you know. Not crumb cake. I agree. All right, I'm actually going to cut this short. I'm going to go, another size I like to use is 12 by 8. So that's the size I'm going to go with this time. There's 12 by 8. And that way I get a much bigger border all the way around, but it's a good size. Yep, that's the size I want. And then this one here, because that was 12 by 8, this is going to be 11.5 by 7.5, so it's half a centimetre smaller on each side. I hope that makes sense. We said 12, so 11.5. And then what that's going to do is that's going to perfectly sit inside my chocolate chip base. I think that's the right color. It brings that out quite nicely. All right, so let's pop this in. I've got some seal here. You could use seal adhesive, or actually this one's almost empty. Is it empty? No, not quite. Almost empty. It's going to run out while I'm using it, but that's okay. I can show you how I replace the cartridge if that happens. Or you could use seal, or you could use tape, or really whatever you like. All right. Now I was going to go landscape. Do I still want to go landscape? I could go this way. No, I'll go landscape, I think. All right. So I'm thinking, now I've got that, I'm going to pop that to one side and get these other pieces out. Move this. Actually, because I had the new computer coming in today, I actually cleaned my desk, and I won't. You can bet your life I won't be able to find anything. That's how that works, right? Don't we know? All right. So I'm actually going to turn this around so it sits across my desk, and I'm going to zoom out so you can see it better. I'm going to just lift up my camera there. I just realized I've got paper sitting on this from something I cut earlier, so I just clean that off. So we have here the holly berry dies. These are the ones I'm thinking about cutting. I've cut these two leaves in white. I'm actually going to cut this label also in white. And we might, I really like these little pine needles. These are really cool. We might do those in a, I was thinking maybe mossy meadow, because that's a good neutral green. I think I mentioned that before. So I'm going to grab myself some paper here. I'm going to cut this label. And I'm going to cut this again, even though I don't know if I want it to be white, or whether I'm thinking maybe gold might be good. Yeah, you know what? I've changed my mind. I'm going to have it in gold. That's what I'm going to do. And we're going to just cut the label. The cut and emboss machine, this machine, I'm so happy with it. This is my big, what I call my big boss. I've got a big boss and a little boss. Okay, the big boss is the one that I do all my heavy duty cutting with, and you know, when I need to do a lot of die cutting, it's great for that because it handles a heavy load of die cutting really well. But the little one's good if I'm traveling somewhere and I just want to take, it with me. Then that one can be a good one. I'm wondering about maybe doing gold. Let's try this. This is the gold paper. There's also this paper, which is the antique, is a distressed gold. That's really nice. Maybe I should do that one. I'm indecisive tonight, I've decided. You guys might have to help me make my decisions because I just can't seem to decide what I want to do. Never mind. So when I'm doing an intricate die like this, I run it forward and back because I want to make sure I get a good cut. And sometimes I'll have a look at it. If I'm not happy, I'll do it again. That's not too bad. A little bit more in the middle there would be good. So I'm not going to take it off the backing. I'm just going to turn it up the other way. Sometimes if you turn it up the other way for your final pass, it gives you a better cut. I don't know why that is. It just is. So let's pull that off there. I'm just going to gently prise this out. Okay, that came out quite nicely, actually. Now, it's interesting, this it's some packet of rose gold and rose gold paper. And it's kind of an interesting texture to it. Sometimes, and this is also if you're cutting a very intricate shape, it doesn't come out cleanly the first time, so you want to go backwards and forwards with it a couple of times. It just seems to sit better. Now, I said I was going to use Mossy Meadow. I've got a small strip of Mossy Meadow here, so I'm going to use that because I just want to use these little guys. So it's good use of a scrap of paper. I'm gonna the little fronds, the little pine needles. They're really cute, and they're very easy to use again. Oh, sorry to be shaking the table a bit. Sorry about that. So has anyone had anything fun and exciting happen this week? I need to grab my tool to push that out. 1 second. Here we go. You can use, if you've got one, you take your pick tool. I just happen to have my paper piecing tool. That's the closest for me at the moment, but that's okay. So I'm just going to use, you just push it in these little holes at the back, and then it pops away, and it's easy to get off the die. I'm going to run those two through. I'd like to have 3, but seeing as I'm running it through anyway, it doesn't hurt to have 4, right? And shake you up. Ah, I think that's a good thing. Is that a good thing? You're the big boss? Yeah. That's a whole other thing, Jody. That's just being the matriarch of the family, I think, isn't it? All right, let's zoom this back in. I remembered tonight. How good is that? Who am I? I'm going to move that way so it's more in the middle. There we go. Much better. Tool there in case I need it. All right, let's see what we have. So this is going to end up on here, which I think will look quite nice. But I still need to push out a few of these little pieces. You could use your die brush if you have one handy. I do have a die brush, but it's sort of over there in a pile. Oh dear. Like I said, I'm working on this. This room is a work in progress. When it's nice and clean, I will take a photo and show you, because it never seems to stay that way very long. But I'm trying to get better at that. I want to get into the habit of, like I said, who am I? But I want to get into the habit of, you know, doing a short amount of clean, like 20 minutes or something like that every day, so that it never gets completely out of control. Because that is what happens. It gets so out of control. I almost say, let's put emphasis on the word almost. I almost don't want to be in here. Of course I still want to be in here, but you know, I'd want to be in here even more if it was tidy, right? Now, can you see what I mean about this paper is a little bit on the sticky side, and it likes to hold on to these pieces. It doesn't want to give them up. So it takes a little while to actually pull the pieces out. But they do come, but they just like to stick in there. So let's talk. Save a copy. Yes, thank you. That's a good idea, Michelle. I shall also save a copy. And then I'll remind myself, look how nice it was back then, once upon a time. That will do. And then pull that bit there. I actually think I pulled out a bit too much, but that's okay. It's not really going to matter, because these are just going to be poking out behind some other elements. So this is going to end up in here like this. And I'm going to have it up on dimensionals. And then we've got our label that's going to go in the middle there. And we're going to have some little pine needles doing their stuff, either coming out from here or maybe behind here. So it's going to be quite pretty. It's going to be nice, but simple enough. So like I said, this is a super, super easy set to use. And because it's easy to use, you're more likely to use it, right? And that's what you want. You want sets that are easy to use, because sets that are very specific or tricky to use, or you're not sure what to do with them, even though you saw something nice that someone did once, they've got to be easy to use, or you're not going to get the use out of them that you should. And, you know, my job here is to try and get you guys using all your stuff and, you know, making you feel like you're getting the very most value that you can get out of your Stampin' Up! Experience. And whether that's as a customer, as a team member, a demonstrator, or whatever it is, I want you guys to have a really great experience, because when one person has a great experience, everybody wins. Okay, we all get to enjoy and enjoy that process, because there's something really magical about happy crafters in the community of people that we are. And yeah, it's just a really, really wonderful thing. I certainly never experienced anything like this until I did this. I think Stampin' Up! Was such a surprise to me, because it was like, to me, how it really resonated with me. As soon as I heard Stampin' Up!, I was kind of like saw how their business model worked and what they were all about. I'm like, yeah, that one's for me for sure. And I've done a lot of jobs in my life, but this is the first one I can honestly say I love the heart of this company. I think it's an amazing place. Anyone else feel that way? Yes, you do really need to. What's the pattern on the DSP? This one here, the one I'm using, it's like bark. It's the bark of a tree, close up, which is actually quite nice to work with. I'm sorry this is taking so long, guys. Right, if you're going to do this, just, yeah, pay attention to this particular type of paper. This is called the rose gold and gold metallic paper. Absolutely beautiful. But if it's a very intricate die, it's a bit tricky to get out. All right. And maybe what I should have done is run it backwards and forwards a couple more times. But anyway, I didn't do that. And I'm not starting this over again. I refuse to give up. It's not going to get the best of me. But I'm going to I think I'm just going to leave it there, because it's looking pretty good. Right. And it's not going to show up that much anyway behind here. So let's get our dimensionals out. I've nearly got all those pieces, you know. Almost there. It's just not wanting to give it up. All right, That will do. All right, so I'm going to grab some dimensionals. I'm going to pop them behind here. Now, here's something else. We do actually have a die that fits behind these. So if we're not getting, like if we want these to stand out more, we can actually put a die behind there. I'll show you that in a second. It's this one. You think, what on earth is that shape? What that shape is, it fits. You cut out like green or something and have it sitting behind here so that you've got like a bit of color coming through there. And it can make them stand out a little more. All right. Not quite straight. I'm going to just readjust that. All right, there. Okay, then I've got my, remember I said I had my little label, and in the matching stamp set, so the stamp set is called Boughs of Holly, which is a really nice set. But I'm deciding if I want to use Boughs of Holly or whether I want to use something else instead. So I want a nice greeting that's going to sit on here. So I'll just show you this stamp set that's in here. Oh, Leaves of Holly, beg your pardon, not Boughs of Holly. Boughs of Holly is the DSP. The Leaves of Holly is the stamp set. Some of you may have heard that Stampin' Up are going to a new naming system where they're going to have, like, this is Leaves of Holly stamp set and Hollyberry dies. They're going to have a better naming system where the names of the dies and the stamps are the same and they match. So that's going to be so much easier for us to do. Yeah. Okay. So there's a really nice, these greetings, all these 4 Christmas wishes, seasons greetings from our home to yours and to friends near and far. These 4 all fit in that little label. Okay. Which is really nice because that's what you want them to do. And I'm thinking because I'm using the Mossy Meadow that I'll use the Mossy Meadow for my stamping. Oh, when are you doing that, Michelle? That sounds like fun, driving around New Zealand. Yeah, I should have done it again, Megan. But anyway, I was determined by then. I was not going to give up. I'm stubborn like that. Right, so let's pull this in. Zoom in. I'm in as far as I can go, Jody. This is it. Doesn't zoom any further, I don't think. Hang on. Oh, yeah, hang on. I can zoom in a little further. No, that's it. That's as far as it goes. I already went and zoomed back in after I did my my die cutting. So which one will I use? Christmas wishes? What do you think? Away next week? How exciting. That was rude, Michelle, talking to Jody like that. Anyone would think you guys are friends. All right, so I've got Christmas wishes and I'm going to pop them right here on my little label. See, isn't that nice? It's a really nice greeting. And I'm going to put dimensionals behind that as well because I can. 1 and 2. Now, here's, before I take the backs off, you can put this right in the middle, which looks nice, or we can have it going off to one side. What do you guys think? Shall we have it in this case? Maybe we should have it in the middle because it's in the middle of our label. But sometimes I like to move it this way and then maybe put another leaf or something here. But what do you guys think? Middle or to the picture looks okay? Oh, good. I'm glad. Thanks, Kathy. Oh, you already have 4 eyes? Michelle's telling you to get a magnifying glass. Off center, says Michelle. Okay, middle, says Katrina. And Katrina was first. I'm so sorry, Michelle. You missed out this time. Too slow. Oh, my hair's on the desk because I just dropped the label underneath the desk and I had to lean over and get it. All right, so let's pop that in the middle then. Just like that. So you can see this is easy, right? It's really easy to use. I really like it. We have these couple of white leaves and I'm wondering whether I'd like to maybe pop a white leaf here. Maybe. Let's see. We can cut this a little shorter so it fits in a little closer. But I do really like these guys. I think maybe that's too... Is that the bigger or the smaller of my leaves? That's actually the smaller one. The bigger one I think is too big. I'll have to use that on another project. But this is really nice. I'm going to definitely do this. Yeah, you missed out. Sorry, your fingers weren't fast enough. Sorry about that. You guys are too funny. All right, so that one's going to go there. And then I'm going to have, I think, another one. Deciding where I want it. I think maybe another one here in the middle of these leaves. I think that'll look nice. But I think 3 is always good, right? Like that. And then I'm going to have another one. I'll keep coming back. Don't worry. Don't worry. You were just getting ready to, because you know I always forget to zoom in, and I took you by surprise when I actually did it right tonight. There you go. All right, so that's looking like that. Now what I'm thinking is that we're going to pop this in the middle of our folded piece, which I've managed to lose, but that's okay, because I've got just a few. I haven't got much on the table tonight, so I know it's here. Did anyone see where I put the folded piece? Goodness me. Seriously, guys, how could I lose? Never mind. I'll just grab another piece of cardstock and fold that piece. And when I put these away, I'll find the original. Whatever. Oh, look, I just put this in my green ink. And I don't think that's going to cover this up. Oh, you know what? It is. It's going to cover that up. So, hey, that's all right. So I'm going to put some dimensionals in the 4 corners of this early espresso panel. And of course we're going to need some bling. I know. To the left top, said Joan. Oh, do you think I needed another one? Joan, what are you going to do without Robin? She's gone. She's gone on a big holiday. You have to come here for your fix on a Sunday night or a Friday night. All right, so we're going to need some bling, right? And what I'm thinking, I'm going to nick some bling from a set that I thought this would look rather nice. These gold ones, these are actually the swirls from the new Fitted Florets collection, which is not available to the 1st of November. Unless you're a demonstrator, you can get it right now. But if you are not, if you're a customer, you'll have to wait till the 1st. And that's okay. It's not long now, right? So I'm going to pop that over here. And one down here. These are really cute. I don't know if you can see. Let's see if I can get it so you can see it. Or no, if I go up too close, it gets blurry. Be good if I could hold things where they need to be. Can you see them here? They've got a swirl design. That might be better. A swirl design on them. Really, really cute. And there are 75 of them, I think. Yep, 75 in a pack. Okay, so it'll last you a little while. So now that I've got that there, this one needs to not be at the same height as the other one, so I'll move that up. And we could call that done. The question is, do we want to add a ribbon, or do you think it's fine just as it is? What do we think? I like the texture in the background. This card seems to have a lot of texture, and I like that, right? Really, really nice. You might get detained. Well, there's always that possibility, right? You like it just as is, says Katrina. And Chris said the same. So it looks like we're leaving it because that's the first 2 votes for that. We're going to leave it as it is. All right. So there's card number 1. That was quick and easy. What do you think? What can we do with a second card? Shall we use the same set, or would somebody like to use a different one? What shall we do? The other set I thought about using tonight was Christmas Season, because this is a really great little set if you're wanting to create like, well, in Australia, I think it works really well for like a bush Christmas design. And you can make it an all over pattern, or you can just do a corner, which is really nice. What do you guys think? Would you like, how about we use this? Oh, same set, said Sol. So same set. I guess we're going same set. Maybe I'll do this one on Sunday night then. But that's what I'm thinking about doing because it's a really nice set. All right, let's do something really, really simple here. All right, so I've got another piece of basic white, thick, which is my card base again. I shouldn't have it near that blob of green ink because we know what happened last time. We got that on our project. And oops. I'm going to grab my bone folder. There we go. Pop that to one side. We may need to cut another shape. In fact, I know we will. But I'm thinking if I was to pair a colour with white and we want to do a non-traditional Christmas card, what colour shall we do? We could do purple. We could do blue or teal. Teal might be nice. What do we think? I want one colour and white. We could do pink, but I want somebody to pick the colour for me that we're going to use. Or we could do a nice green. We could do like a shaded spruce or, okay, we have a vote. Megan said teal. Joan said blue. Megan was first. I'm so sorry. And teal that means Bermuda Bay. So let me grab a blending brush. Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little bit of blending. And here's one that I've used with this colour before, so it's always good. That way, say if you don't want to have to wash them all the time, I just keep them for the same colours. So what I'm doing now is I'm using my blending brush and I'm going to run it all over my ink pad. And I'm going to start in the middle. And I'm going to get bigger and bigger circles. And what I want to do is I want to bring in these white. I mean, I can go a little darker than this if I want to. It's not going to really matter in the middle because we're going to be covering this up anyway. But I just want to make sure we're getting a good amount of colour. And it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. We can kind of be a little bit rough. That's okay. So I'm thinking, will I use, if I was going to use a ribbon on here, this is the one I would have used, okay? I would have used, because this is the ribbon that matches the set, and that looks rather nice. We could do it so that we don't cover up these bits, or that we put the ribbon right here in the corner and then have these little guys sort of coming down either side of where the ribbon is. So I may add that because it does look rather nice, don't we think? It's kind of that vanilla coloured ribbon. It's very pretty. All right, so I'm deciding whether I want to use the shape that we started with last time, which was that label with the leaves coming off, or whether I just want to go with a circle. Maybe I just go with a circle, right? So I've got these little bits here. I'm just pulling those final bits out of there, okay? And I may need to add more teal. We'll see. Maybe I'll go that way. Maybe. And I'm thinking maybe a vellum circle, maybe, and a white circle. because the vellum will look really nice against the, like if I had a white circle kind of here and had a couple of other little pieces coming out, that could be really nice. This is maybe a tad big, so I may decide to go with a smaller circle. I have got some other circles here, but I think I'll need to cut a vellum one because I don't have a pre-cut vellum one. So this is little offcuts and bits and pieces here in my bag. Is that one a better size? No, it's the same size. So, all right, I think we'll cut. So I'm going to close this up. I'll come back to that in a moment, but I don't want to get it everywhere. And it just looks nice, doesn't it, with the blending coming out from behind. So if you want to create a really super easy card, using blending brushes is a really great way to go. And they're, for what they are, they're fantastic value. You get 3 in a pack, and it's $21. Give me a second. All right, so I've got my Stylish Shapes dies here, which I can't stop using these. These are, to me, the best. I'm thinking I like my vellum piece to be that size, but I'd like the actual sentiment piece to be a size smaller. So let's see. So this would be a size smaller, and this is the same size as the one that I have. If you don't have the Stylish Shapes dies, they're, in my mind, probably the best starter pack of dies that we have, because you've got all your different shapes. You've got squares, you've got banners, and you've got circles, and there's a good number of each. So, and they've got that beautiful stitching around. It's a double row of stitching. I don't know if you can see this. I hope you can. There's a row of stitching on the inside of the cut and a row of stitching on the outside. So whether you're using the negative or the positive, the actual die cut, you're going to get a lovely stitched edge either way. So it's a really great set. So we're going to use some vellum. So I'm just going to grab that. Let's bring our machine back in, and I'm going to do the bigger one with the vellum. Okay. So bigger shape with the vellum, and then the smaller shape with the white. Whoop, we need to zoom out so you can see. Ta-da. Yes, it will look good with ribbon. Oh, you mean the other card looks good with the ribbon? You like that? It's a nice ribbon. What about the other corner for the ribbon? Possibly, Megan. We should try it and see what we think. Sometimes the answer is obvious, and sometimes you have to try it. Okay. Now I've got a smaller one here. I'm going to use that with my white. I'm going to cut that. Sometimes you're better to actually stamp first and then cut out your sentiment with the circle or whatever shape you're using. In this case, I've done my circle first, and I'll just have to be careful to stamp in the center when I actually get around to stamping on it. So give me a second. Actually, do I want any more? Well, I've got this here. Maybe I'm going to... Although I will do a couple of the little pine needles, although I think I'd prefer them in a metallic, so maybe like silver or something like that. I think silver pine needles would be nice, but seeing as I've got this here, I'm just going to run them through first, and then I might grab my silver out and add those, because I think that'd be a nice touch. Yes, a Bermuda, that would be nice too, a Bermuda circle. And white embossing. Yep, lovely. That's a really great idea. But given that I don't plan on getting my embossing stuff out right this second, then maybe we'll save that one for another time. But I do love to emboss. I think embossing is one of those really magic kind of magic techniques. It just looks amazing. Okay, speaking of magic techniques, okay, next month my craft along is going to be later in November. And everyone who has placed an order with me during October is going to receive the pack to make the projects next month. Now, next month we're doing a technique. All right, we're doing, I'm calling it, at the moment I think about calling it magical masking, because masking is an absolutely magical technique. It does look like magic because it's really cool. So many things you can do with it. We're going to be featuring the masking paper from Stampin' Up, and I'll be sending those out, some of that out in the packs. If you would like to do that class with me and learn a whole new technique that you may not have used much, you're going to love it, and I really hope that you can. So it's a really good thing to do, to be learning new techniques all the time, because it expands your your world of crafting and what you can do with it when you know lots of different techniques. And you know, I love to teach techniques, so I'm going to suggest that anyone who would like to learn that or learn some different ways to use it, you might want to be part of that. All right, so I did write down the date, and I'm going to be announcing that on my website and in my newsletter, but it will be probably either the last or second last weekend in November. I have got it written down in my diary, and I can't remember which one I made it. That's okay. But if anyone has any questions about that. Also, this month's with the easel cards went really well. People have given me some great feedback on those, and I think they really enjoyed them. And I hope that people will come back and watch them again next month. All right, so I've got this. A vellum circle is just lovely. I love a vellum circle on my projects. Looks so good. Okay, so we've got this new set coming out on Tuesday, the 1st of November, called Framed and Festive. It's part of the Fitted Florette set, and we've got all these lovely greetings. Now, I'm just wondering which one I'm going to use. I did a card last week. I think it was last weekend. We did Fa La 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 La, remember? And 'Tis the Season to be Jolly. Now, most of these are a little on the big side for this greeting, but this Noel will fit really beautifully, and I think that might be rather nice. And I'm going to put together this stamp set on the go while we're doing it. And I'm going to pull off the back off my rubber, and I'm going to position it down so that it's facing with the bottom of the sentiment down towards me. I'm going to grab myself a block, and I'm going to bring the label here, the Noel label, that that we would normally put on the back of the stamp. We're going to do that, but I'm going to show you how. There's always in the back of these a split. Can you see the split that runs along here? So I'm going to dog-ear that split to make it easier to pick up. So I'm going to fold it back. And then I'm going to reach over here and pick up the entire label. Okay, so it's on my finger here. Oh, need to zoom in, sorry. Oh, see, this time I didn't zoom. Last time I remembered, this time I didn't. Straight away anyway. All right, so then we stick that whole thing to the block, okay? Push it down. You've got these little dog-eared ends. We're going to peel those off. It's making it easy to peel that back off. Okay, we're going to turn this over. We're going to line up our stamp with the outline of our sticker and push it down, and now the stamp is mounted, ready to go, as if it was always there. So I'm going to actually do this with Bermuda Bay ink. Oh, you like it with the ribbon? Yeah, I think maybe the ribbon might be the go. I agree. All right. So there's our Noel, which is really nice. And I'm going to pop some dimensionals behind this. 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to put that, center that in our vellum. So now we have the vellum piece. Can you see that? And then we're going to pop this just once, wherever you would like it. I'm going to pop it slightly to one side because I think that looks nice. And I'm going to put dimensionals on again, but I'm going to keep them sort of well and truly away from the edge. I want them more towards the center because I want to be able to slide my other elements in underneath, and that will allow me to do that. So let's pop that right here like that. And then we've got, see how these have got room now to go. Now, if you want to, you could extend your, what do you call it? Blending out a bit more, but I'm going to leave mine where it is because I don't mind that. And I'm wondering if I'm going to need more leaves. I'm wondering if you know what? I'm wondering if this leaf is too big. That one's okay. So I can put this in. Oh, that's not too bad, actually. That's not too bad. And then I've also got some silver little thingies, which look rather nice. And I'm wondering if I might need more of those. All right, so let's put a glue dot on the back of this. So anyone else, I'm finally getting used to the glue dots being on the other side of the roll. Did anyone else struggle with that when that first changed? I really found it difficult, but I'm good now. I've managed to reconcile myself to the fact that that's how it is. All right, so that looks like that. If we want to, if you don't like this flapping around like this, you could add another glue dot. So just pick it up with your tool and then just pop it on the inside and push that down. So now that's going to sit there like that. This one, same thing. Oh, you're going to go. I'm sorry, Jody. I'm sorry if we lost you. All right, so it's looking like that. I do feel that it's going to need another leaf. I really do. Okay, so I'm going to add this one. So this is super simple. How easy is this card? Not even any layers really or anything apart from the sentiment. Right, I feel like it's going to need another leaf up here. I do have a couple of white pine needles that we did earlier. Maybe I could add one of those. Actually, that doesn't look bad. Well, let's do that. I'm a big fan of using what you've already cut out. Big fan of that. Ooh, wink of splatter. Yeah, wink of splatter. I know what you mean, but I just said that completely wrong. All right, so like that. And someone suggested, because this is actually a really cool thing, you can actually wet your water painter. This is something we didn't do last time. And you can actually splatter that very easily. So let's do that. I'll just grab a small amount of ink here on my A block. I'm going to do a couple of drops of water. I've squeezed it through. And I'll just test it on here first. So actually flick it with my finger and you get some beautiful splatter. So shall we do that? Wink of Stella would also do nice for this. There we go. Some little splattery bits. What do you think of the teal and the white? It's kind of nice, isn't it? Turn the up one a little to the left. Which one? Sorry, which one do you mean? This one? And I'm thinking to finish this off, what might be nice is a little bit of white seam binding ribbon. I thought that would be lovely. You could also use some silver twine. That would be nice. But I'm thinking white ribbon in this case. Lots of white. I tell you what I've learned. Well, we've got white seam binding, or we have white glitter ribbon. Do we think white glitter ribbon or white seam binding? Pick one. What do we think? So the first person to choose either white seam binding, which is a softer, probably a softer ribbon. This one is a bit stiffer, but it has the glitter. So which one do we think? What do you think, guys? Glitter, says Michelle. Oh yes, glitter seems to be the popular choice. I knew I liked you guys for a reason. You know, glitter is always good. All right, let's pull that out. And of course, we're going to need. Shall we use some iridescent rhinestones on here? Would that be nice? Or do you think we don't need them, Jody? What do you think, Jody? Do we add iridescent rhinestones? Or we could add silver pearls from the festive pearls. That might look nice too. Since we have silver on here. So there's a few choices. Trying to make this a small bow. It's a stiff ribbon, so it's a little harder to work with than, say, the seam binding, which is very soft. But you can still make it work if you fiddle around with it until you get the ribbon to the size you want. All right. Well, that is nice. Oh, it's looking good, guys. I'm very happy with this. Oh, Megan's got to go. Sorry. That's all right. See you Sunday. All right, so what I'm going to do now is grab my ribbon scissors. And they're not really ribbon scissors. They're just scissors that I have decided are only for ribbon. And woe to anyone who uses them for anything else. All right. What do we think? Do we like this? It's simple. Where should the bling go? I'm just looking here. That's funny. That's funny, Jenny. Poor Mike. Hi, Diana. Oh, 4:50 a.m. That's very early. I hope you've had I hope you have a coffee or whatever you like to have, whatever you like to drink first thing in the morning. I hope that you have something to get you going. All right, so if I was to go, let's see what comes out of my little box of tricks here first. We've got iridescent pearls, which would be very nice. We have silver pearls, these ones. And we also have iridescent rhinestones. Lots of choices. Love the splatter. Yep, me too. I'm very happy with the splatter. I just want that to sit down a little bit better. So I'm kind of pushing it down where I want it to go. Well, I think any of these choices would be good. The silver would be nice because it would bring in the silver pine needles here. But the pearls would be nice as well. And the iridescent rhinestones go with everything. So that's a really tough one. All right, first one to say, oh, no more, said Michelle. Michelle says we don't put, do you mean no more stuff? This is enough. Is that what you're saying? And then Sol said silver pearls. All right, you know what? I'm going to throw them on because, you know, I'm a more is more kind of person instead of a less is more person. It depends, but quite often I am. I mean, these are small, so they're not going to overwhelm it. Deciding where I want them to go. There we go. I think that's enough. And they're not, like I said, they're not overwhelming. So here's our little non-traditional card tonight. We use the framed florets set for our framed and festive set for our sentiment. And then we use the hollyberry dies to do the dies, the leaves and so forth. And we just use the blending brush. Look at this. Two very pretty cards. I'm going to play around with this ribbon and decide. Megan asked, should it go on this corner? It could go on that corner. Maybe we should put it on that corner. Maybe. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add it to this corner. So Megan's not here because she had to go, but she was the one who suggested the left-hand corner. So I'm going to pop that there in her honor. How about that? There we go. So we have two completely different cards made with the same dies and totally different. So there you go. Even with the bling, you still like it, Michelle? Oh, good. All right, people. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. I'm very excited because I'm getting to go out to dinner with some friends, and they're paying. So, woohoo! Well, they're not actually. We're using a voucher, a gift voucher that they received, but that means we don't have to pay for dinner, and it's my husband's favorite restaurant, so even better, right? All right, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. See you Sunday night. If you're on my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button because I'd love to see you back again, and that way you get to see when I go live. And after this video, hit the subscribe button and go check out the other video that went live tonight, all about how to use beautiful pretty pattern papers in a video hop that I'm doing globally. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you Sunday. Bye bye.